Hi guys, welcome back to the course. Now in this video what we are going to see is a few more options as to how we can create the custom audience, and probably we can very quickly wrap it up and understand the lookalike audience as well as the saved audience. Okay, so in custom audience we looked over in the previous videos as to how we can create the entire custom audience using website visitors as well as the customer list. Okay, now moving on to the next one, which is the lookalike audience. What happens in lookalike audience is we are basically expanding our entire search on the basis of a few pointers that our audience already has. So if you have a audience that you want to find similar people who look very close to that kind of an audience that you already have, then you will have to go down to the route of lookalike audience. All right, so to do that what we need to do is we need to select an existing audience and or a data source that we can replicate. And what Facebook can do is Facebook can find the leads that match, to the pointers that you have selected. So let's consider if there is an audience that the client has created, that name is March thank you. That basically means all of the people who basically reached to the thank you page in the month of March. I do not know which year this is, but anyways, now what we want to do is all of the people who entered this thank you page, it could be the leads, it could be the sales, I do not know, but the kind of audience that we want to match to this audience. Okay, so all of the pointers, there will be a pattern that will be searched by the meta systems, and accordingly those pointers will be found at other forms, other leads that are in the area that you have selected. So let's consider we want to find people like this in the area India, or you can skip some of the regions which do not fit, and accordingly you can see the number of lookalike audiences that we can create. You can select the number over here and you can see the actual number of customer, that is a probability of how you can find them. So this is on the basis of this one, and if you increase this it can go down to 59. So the more closer it is, the more number of pointers match, the farther it is, it will have a bigger audience and it could meet a fewer number of pointers. Now there are a lot of videos that you would come around that some people claim that 1% is good and 10% is not good. Those things are completely rubbish and it is not true. Depending upon your use case, you might need certain cases wherein a 59 million reach would be better, considering that there would be a huge amount of audience, and from that audience probably your ad would reach many people, and people who get attracted or people who understand and relate to your brand can obviously flow into your funnel. So instead of doing a 1% thing, you can maybe possibly keep it somewhere in the middle. Okay, so to create that audience, you just select the percentage that you are comfortable with, the kind of reach. For example, 11.8 million is almost, because 1 million is 10 lakh, right? So accordingly you'll have to plan the kind of budget that you have to reach the audience. If you have a limited budget, just go on for a lower percentage. Once this is done, 2% of India and match thank you, this is the one that is being done. Estimated reach is provided over here. Just click on create audience and the audience will be created. It may be ready instantaneously, but it will still take time to propagate and pull all of the leads that would fit you best. Okay, within the saved audience, it's similar to creating a new audience. So you will have to click on saved audience. Okay, if there are some details as to the de- uh, audience that you want to include or exclude, you can select those custom audiences. You can also select the age details and everything, and the detailed targeting on the basis of demographics, interest and behavior. All of these needs to be selected as well. So we'll be discussing more on these lines in the further videos. However, just to give you an idea, let's go ahead and click this. You can see the suggestions. So all of these suggestions, depending upon the kind of business you are targeting or the kind of audience that you are targeting, you can go ahead and select all of the interests that are being shown over here. You can click on browse and you can see all of the options that we have: demographics, interest and behavior. So there are a huge number of hidden audiences that you can also use. You have to go down and check. There are a huge number of bifurcation that you can select from. All right. Now, depending upon your audience and the testing that you do on the basis of either education that you classify your audience to be, or on the basis of the businesses that they do, if they're self-employed or if they are working on some job, accordingly the audiences, you can create multiple audiences. However, all kinds of split testing and A/B testing would need to be done for you to come to a winning audience, which we are going to do soon enough. All right. So this was all about it, how we are basically going to create the entire custom audience or a lookalike audience or a saved audience. Now in the next video, what we are going to do is we are going to create or basically select our behaviors, demographics, and a few more pointers to come to a audience that we can use for our sample ad. I hope this video was informational. See you in the next video.